Hey beautiful people, hola mi gente, what's up, que bola? I'm here to do the card of the day. It's Monday, April 25th, Miracle Monday, Manifestation Monday, Make Shit Happen Monday. My favorite thing amigo Monday, my favorite thing Monday, my favorite thing que todo la camino conmigo on every day, which shape or form. Anyway, sorry, I was doing a quick prayer. Got into it real quick. Hello, whenever I start talking about some good shit, I get into my own thing and I start praising the things that I have in my life. You know, the more that I focus on what I do have, the more that expands. The more I focus on what I don't have, the more that expands. So I am grateful for those that walk with me. It is a Monday, the start of a new day, the start of a new week, a start of a new 24 hours, right? So we're going to be doing the card of the day, a focus of intention for the next 24 to 40 hours, directed by spirit, universe, or whatever higher power you call upon. My job is to not push my belief systems onto you. My job is to teach you how to believe in yourself. You connect wherever the fuck you want to, because that's none of my fucking business. This is not a reading. A reading is an intimate discussion between you and a spiritual advisor of your choice, hopefully led by your intuition. As I always say, your intuition is your superpower. Everyone's born with intuition. Not everyone listens to it, as you can see the state of the world. With that being said, let's see what's going on. So don't forget, this Friday is the new moon in Taurus solar eclipse community ritual. I am Cubana, Indigena, Cuban indigenous, and as an indigenous person and someone who identifies as indigenous because of my bloodlines and because of the things that I've been taught throughout the years, we do not work on an eclipse. An eclipse is all about transformation. A lot of shedding is happening. I don't need to intensify that. Usually when I've ever done any type of work on the eclipse, it's never worked out in my favor. I'm not saying that that's the case for everybody, but I honor the indigenous ways. And since I also live in the United States of America, I also follow the indigenous ways of this land. Even though my bloodline does not stem from the Americas, it does stem from a Caribbean island that I cannot practice that because of its political issues. My family's from Cuba, so I cannot honor my lineage on its land, but I do honor those that were here before me, and I honor their lineage. So I will respect the indigenous ways of most tribes here in the United States of America, and the eclipse is all about a reflection. So even though the eclipse is on the 30th, we'll be doing the new moon in Taurus solar eclipse community ritual on Friday, April 29th, 2022, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The cutoff will be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's also the first day of Pluto retrograde until October 25th. Again, and I broke all that down, the Pluto retrograde and the solar eclipse. That didn't work. I talk all about the breakdown in I Am the Altar private membership group. There we go. That flipped too, so we can't count that either. All right, can I get a flip and leave it flipped? No touching of the hand, just let it flip. Thank you. Sometimes you have to ask nicely. I need help. Can you please make it a clear flip, not a flip flop? So that's the only reason why I didn't pick up those. That's just the way I practice. That's the way I work. So with that being said, that's this Friday. Tonight is class 4 of Connecting to the Clairs. For those of you who are connecting with me in that group space, thank you for being with me. Connecting to the Clairs is my group course. It's a 6-week group course that I teach all about spiritual and psychic abilities, right? And then the next class after that I'm going to be launching, which is like the second course, is Spiritually Abundant. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be launching that in a couple weeks as well. But this Wednesday is the first call for Magic Manifesting, a year in magic. The area of intention that we're going to be talking about this Wednesday, the first subject, I wasn't going to announce it, but I'm announcing it, is going to be road opener. So abre camino. So we're going to be communicating and talking about opening your roads, road openers, and abre camino. So we're going to be talking about some things to do, some spell work to cast in the next couple of weeks to a month, and as well as specific deities, gods and goddesses that we can, that we can communicate as well and invoke with our spell work and get to know and learn all about. So the card of the day is coming from one of my favorite decks, the Adinkra Ancestral Guidance Card, but was created by Simone Bresi-Ando, who's no longer with us. She passed away last year. I miss you and I love you and I thank you for always being with me. So the card is called I'm gonna say this right. If I mess it up, I'm so sorry. Okuafo Pa, which means good farmer, a symbol of diligence and hard work. Thank God for Simone and her pronunciation, guys. Okuafo Pa. Okay, so let's see what this card has to tell us. Philosophical significance is nurture, diligence, and development. A farmer is a nurturer. Through the process of focus, ritual, and devotion, they stimulate and create our sustenance. The situation that requires your undivided attention, nurture your end goal to fruition. So additional meanings for this card is dedication and focus is needed for this endeavor. What would happen if you nurtured your dreams the way you fed your fears? And I literally said that earlier. And hard work can never be erased. So with that being said, from what I'm picking up right away, Spirit is saying it's time to stop focusing on what you don't have and focus on what you do have. I like the fact that it says, like, what would happen if you nurtured your dreams the same way you fed your fears? So many of us see so much negativity and so much pain, so much trauma. We've been through our own pain, our own trauma, abuse, and so many destructive things around us, even within us at times. And sometimes we end up destroying ourselves because we stand in our own space and we self-sabotage, right? Because we're so used to the bad that we keep feeding that instead. That's the norm. Like, negativity is so popular, and I'm not saying we're doing it intentionally. Negativity is so popular. People feed into the negative before they'll feed into the positive, because we're looking at people and we're not looking at the energy, right? And I'm not saying everyone's energy is beautiful, but everyone has the capability to be beautiful in their energy. They just choose not to. And the reason why they choose not to, because they focus on what we don't have versus on what we do have. And I'm not saying everyone's like that, but that's a majority, right? So Spirit is saying, do yourself a favor and feed those dreams the same way you feed those fears, and you can keep thriving. I actually have a tattoo on my forearm. It says, feed your faith and your fears will starve to death. I know it's cursive, but that's exactly what it says. Feed your fears and feed your faith, and your fears will starve to death. Feed your faith and your fears will starve to death. Feed your faith and your fears will starve to death. So basically, feed. So many of you, and it's crazy, so many of you guys, like, oh, you want to get this and you want to get, and you already complete your dreams. Like, some of you, like, oh, I want to get the new Jordans. I know that sounds stupid, but that's a dream for some people, because some people can't afford the new Jordans. So when you see young children or young adults getting their first pair of Jordans on their own because they work their ass off, because that's a sign of affluence for them. So that was a dream. That was just one, and believe it or not, that was one small dream that leads to another bigger dream, another bigger dream. You want to get a brand new car? Guess what? And people are like, oh my God, he got a new car or she got a new car. Who cares? Because that was their dream. So if you could feed your dreams the same way you feed your fears, you would be in a different predicament right now, and you would have a different situation. So they're saying, just make sure you focus on what you desire, what you want to comprehend, and what you want to evolve from, and what you want to manifest, and what you want to attract. Feed that versus feeding the chaos and the worry and the fear and the pain and the trauma and the abuse that you just keep replaying over and over again. And I know people have done you wrong, and I know people are shitty, and I know humans are no good sometimes, but not all humans. So if you're going to keep comparing all humans to all the same shit, then you will never grow, because you need to be around people of like mind and like spirit. But that requires you to change your outlook and change the way you think as well. So it's time about being focused. It's time about being devoted and practicing your rituals for yourself. Make sure you maintain your spiritual and energetic health practices. Stay consistent with that, because that's going to guide you to wherever it is that you need to thrive and make those dreams come to fruition. I hope I helped. I hope I put some things in perspective, and I hope it made you feel better. Thank you for fucking with me. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing to my channel. And thank you for sharing this video and any other video that you feel someone needs. Remember, the Almighty Pineapple LLC is trademark, copyright, and registered in 3 different classifications with the United States Trademark and Patents Office. Any duplication of my content is subject to legal recourse. Is guided by my legal team. I appreciate you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day.